morning, good afternoon or good evening, depending on what part of the world you're in. I'm just going to wait for YouTube to hang up, or to catch up, I meant to say, not hang up. Keep thinking of hang-ups and hangovers and things like that. So I hope you had a wonderful Christmas and you're getting ready now for the new year. So I can see YouTube is about to start. So I'll just mute myself over there. I do apologise if an advert comes up. I must switch them adverts off. They're set on by default. So just skip the ad and hopefully you can see us. Now, if you can let us know in the comments, okay, if you can hear okay and that you're seeing us okay. And then if you are, hi all, let me show that because some of the messages have not got shown there. So if you've got any questions as we go through this Hangout, okay, about Jonny blockchain or anything that we cover in this Hangout, then make sure that you put them in capital letters, okay, capital letters. And to be honest, in the background, we've been working like dogs. We have, even though it's Christmas, I was working Christmas morning from about 5 o'clock in the morning until 8 while my family was still in bed. And then I obviously stopped and had my Christmas. And I know Darren's done a lot of work as well. And we're almost there, ready for the launch. Now, I can tell you that the official launch of Jonny blockchain is going to be the 1st of January. Now, this is the first version, okay? Now, for those of you that have been around since we started on this journey of going into cryptocurrency, which has been 2 years now, okay? Our first sort of robot was built, our first crypto trading robot was built just about 2 years ago, maybe a little bit longer. But then about 15 months ago, we went down the road of giving Jonny blockchain some life. And it started out as the smart wallet, and we decided that the smart wallet wasn't fitting enough. So we changed it to Jonny blockchain. And I'm so glad that we chose that name, because this is much more than a trading platform or an arbitrage platform, or it's much more than a portfolio where you can manage your portfolio and all that. And Darren's going to give you a tour, okay, in a moment, a tour. And he might labour over a few pages of new pages that we've got, but we built a new getting started. It's the basic design. We're going to get the designer to put in a nice design for us. But we've got in the getting started section, which Darren will show you in a moment, we've split that into 3 sections. Okay, so we've got people that are new to crypto, that have never got involved in any crypto whatsoever. We've got our beginners section, so it's like you're new to Jonny blockchain. And then we're going to have our user guide there, and we'll have a PDF that people can download, and PowerPoint slides and all that inside, inside the user's guide. So you'll get a real good, it'll be like a manual, the user's guide. A lot of video content in there that hopefully you'll be able to find your way around, and we'll have a nice design with a search button so you can search what you're looking for. So it's going to be a bit like a Q&A on steroids is probably the word I want to say. But I can tell you, if you're 2020, it's just going to be mind-blowing as far as I'm concerned. We've got this tool that we started out was going to be an arbitrage trading suite. And we've evolved to so much more. We're offering, or we're providing data that nobody else provides. We're giving you the opportunity to trade, and there's so many trades that you can do on Jonny blockchain. And Darren will maybe show you when he goes through the tour and just give you an idea of what trades are there. And as we go into version 2, okay, because we're launching version 1, we're going to be version 2, we're going to have more and more trades that are going to be able to be executed with the robots, okay? But right now, I'm quite happy because of what I've learned about trading with manual trading and the robotic trading. We're going to be doing some excellent videos to show you how to manual trade and how to actually do robotic trades. So as we go forward into 2020, I can't believe 2020. 2020, we're going to have a lot of material coming out, a lot of content to take you by the hand, really. And we've got some fantastic offers for new members. Okay, we've got some fantastic credit offers for new members, and what we're going to do is we're going to hold a hangout on 1st of January, which is New Year's Day. Now, if you're on that hangout, I'm going to be giving away, okay, 500 credits, okay, trading credits. But it'll only be given away to people that are on the hangout live. Okay, I won't be able to do it at the repeat. So we're going to have a couple of little competitions, I suppose, or we're going to have a couple of little things to see how good you are at knowing your way around Jonny blockchain. But we're going to be giving some credits away up to 500. Who knows? It may go 500 to one person, or it may be split across multiple people. So make sure that you get on the hangout for the launch date. Okay, for version 1 of Jonny blockchain. And really, rather than me ramble, I'm going to let Darren give you a nice tour. Are you ready, Darren, to give a tour? And
yes, I am.
I will interrupt Darren as we go through, maybe at times, just if I want him to labour on a particular screen. But you're on shop now, Darren. So you're
right.
ready. And look at that lovely glowing face he's got from his Christmas festivities.
This face looks a lot better than it did 24 hours ago. I can tell you, it was green. Yeah, at my age, I should learn better. I should know better. I drank and ate to excess. Like I say, it's been a full-on Christmas period so far, and there's a huge amount, obviously, that still needs to be done in time for next week. So just to clarify, I know Jeremy said Thursday next week, New Year's Day. New Year's Day is actually on Wednesday.
Wednesday. Sorry, apologise.
No, it's fine. You were on Scottish time because I know they have an extra special.
No, I'm actually on red wine time.
So yeah, it'll be Wednesday when we all kick off again. So right, let me start sharing my screen. Right, just let me know when you see all that happening. Hopefully, I've got my little red band.
Yep, screen's on the
brilliant.
screen.
Okay, so first of all, what I'm going to show you is literally the outside of Jonny blockchain, which may sound a little bit weird, but for some of the viewers, they may have missed this over the past week or so. So we've got Jonny blockchain on the outside, and if you scroll down slightly, you'll notice that we've got, this may be new to a lot of you, this new feature screen here, which sort of gives you some stats based on coins that we know are genuine coins, and obviously the exchanges which are these coins are actually held on. Okay, so why would you say they're genuine coins? Well, what we've found is that over the period of time that we've been working with cryptocurrencies and Jonny blockchain in particular, we've identified that there are a lot of I won't say misnamed coins, but certainly a lot of coin confusion. And you can see here that if you click on this bit here, this view more coins, and you can only see this if you're logged out of Jonny blockchain. So I'm just going to obviously show you this live on the screen very, very quickly. You can click away on this to your heart's content at a later time. But you'll see that we've got literally a whole list of all coins. Okay, these are all the coins that obviously are connected through Jonny blockchain. Now, it isn't 100% accurate at the moment in the fact that the programs are still working on the behind the scenes on this. So you'll notice that there's a little bit of information that's still to be plugged in, as it were, and some of this other information has got to be connected with other exchanges. And obviously, as those exchanges are connected in, the data will then obviously update. But again, it just gives you a representation of some of the live programming, some of the live information that we're getting. Now, obviously, you know, this, as you can see here, Ethereum, this isn't correct. So don't go off thinking, great, I've become a millionaire because I hold 2 Ethereum. That's not quite accurate. Okay, so again, this is just an indication of showing you the sort of work that's been done, even through this Christmas and New Year period. Now, again, all of these are clickable, and just to save my my computer screen or my internet, I've just opened these up, and you can see that obviously once you click on them, it takes you through to this screen here. And again, all this is available at the moment without registering or anything. This is for people who aren't even members of Jonny Blockchain. Now, once it's all dialed in correctly, then there will be a lot of this information that will be hidden behind what would you call it now? Basically, a content locker, shall we say?
Yeah, what I will say actually, Darren, because it knows that you're actually logged in, it's letting you see everything. But if you wasn't a member, it would block out. So if you was actually logged out, it wouldn't let you see it until you logged in.
Right.
Okay. But in the footer, if you look down the bottom in the blue footer, if people want to access this, there's a link there that says Coin Data Screen. Now, we will put that link on the top menu when we've finished it, but at the moment we've just put it there so that we can get in and out of it to show you things that you're looking at now. So, yeah, certain data for non-members will be hidden, but what you're seeing on the screen now is what a member would see.
Yeah. So as you can see, the overview is blank at the moment. BTC markets, so for example, you can see the BTC markets, the exchanges, and the coins that it can be traded. And again, these are examples. Okay, so we've got Binance. This is a genuine tradable combination on Binance. This gives you the data regarding that, and obviously how recently that information has been gathered. How recently that particular combination has been traded. Okay, that is significantly different than other similar screens. So, you know, I don't need to name them, you know who they are, but we're going to be producing information for you that is not readily available on the likes of CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap. And this will be information that is provided you by information that we have gathered. Okay, so we're not relying on a fourth or fifth party. We're relying on the information that comes directly from that particular exchange about that particular trading combination. So, like I say, this is really unique information. Again, blockchains, not many, well, there aren't any companies out there that provide you with the amount or different blockchains that are available. So, for example, on Coinbase Pro, it has it's run on one blockchain, but if we come down, I think hopefully. Right, okay.
Got myself muted.
No, you're okay.
Yes, yeah, no, I muted off the Hangout, I mean. Yeah, so you're on the Bitcoin screen there. So if you went to a Tether screen, you'll be able to see that Tether's on more than one blockchain.
Yeah. Okay, so I won't go into that because obviously we've got a lot to cram in, but you can obviously have a play with this, guys, in your own time and just have a look at the type of information that you're going to get. Just understand that the programs are still working on it. So if you think, well, that can't be right, which obviously clearly it isn't, that's simply because it's just an indication that there's still some exchanges that need to be connected in order to make the whole thing work correctly. All right, so good, exciting information that, again, innovations that we're bringing to Jonny Blockchain. So let me just get rid of that. Now, I'm now into Jonny Blockchain proper, and as Jeremy's already hinted at, we're working on the getting started section. We're obviously going to be embarking on a huge launch from the 1st of January, and we're going to be hitting people, well, a whole range of people, basically people who have no inclination what cryptocurrency is, but they're starting to get a lot more of awareness. For example, over the past few days, I've been meeting up with relatives that I probably haven't spoken to for 12 months. And probably to a man, they're all asking me about cryptocurrency and this Bitcoin thing, and asking me to try and explain to it what Bitcoin is, what blockchain is, and how it all works. So there's a lot more awareness out there. I was watching football yesterday evening, and I noticed that Watford, for example, have got a Bitcoin symbol on their shirts. So there's a lot more awareness of people who don't necessarily you would assume have got a connection with Bitcoin or anything with blockchain. So we felt it was really important for us to have a completely new to cryptocurrency section. Now, ignore the way that this looks at the moment, because obviously this is going off to the designer to be redone. But what we're interested in is just having a simple pathway for someone who is completely new to Bitcoin. So if they come into this area, they'll think, right, I'm new to cryptocurrency. What is it all about? They'll click on that button and it will then take them to a simple step-by-step instruction, video-wise, on what is Bitcoin, what is blockchain, how do I buy it, how do I use it to buy things, you know, all the basics around about Bitcoin. And that should help you guys in not having to sell the idea of what cryptocurrency is all about. Then, of course, what will happen is that will then obviously move them over onto the next step, which is the...
Can I just say, Darren, actually...
Yeah, go on.
Because you said there that it will help people. Now, that actual page, not the getting started page, but the pages that you click, you know, so new to cryptocurrency, new to Jonny Blockchain, and the user's guide, if you look at the top, Darren's, if you go back to the one you're logged into, you can see he's got the bell icon, okay? Now, if you go to the other tab, the one that you just opened, you don't see the bell icon. That means it can work. This page can be viewed whether you're logged in or not. Okay, so you'll be able to send somebody here if you want to. You know, send them to here so that they get an idea of what Jonny Blockchain is about or what crypto is about, and the user's guide on how it all works. So these pages, you know, can be viewed even if you're not registered. Brilliant.
Okay, so that is how that's how you can get information on what is Bitcoin and what is blockchain, and how do you buy and sell it. We've then got a section of literally a simple, you know, these videos are going to be incredibly short. They're like less than a minute, less than 2 minutes long, some of these videos. Literally how to get started with Jonny Blockchain. So again, indicating you know, where to get support, where to find the list of exchanges, which exchanges to work with first, how to register with an exchange, how to find the APIs of an exchange, how to do a simple trade. You know, all those little simple steps that a new person come to Jonny Blockchain that should really, within the space of an hour, absolutely understand the way that Jonny Blockchain works as a completely new person coming in. Because again, remember guys, that we're going to be offering a 14-day trial. It's a limited trial, it's a limited offer. People can come in, they will have access to everything that's available for 14 days to test drive it, to be able to play with everything. So therefore we need to get them up and running as quickly as possible, so they've then got a period of time to be able to press all the buttons, you know, have a play with all the features and really understand the value that Jonny Blockchain and everything that it's got available to it is going to bring to them, whether they're starting out on cryptocurrencies, or whether they're already experienced portfolio holders, if you like, if they've got a large number of coins spread across different exchanges and different wallets. It should have something for everybody. So that is the object of this exercise here in the Getting New to Jonny Blockchain. So that's that page, and then of course you can see here there's a click down to the user guide, and that in itself will then have a full list of all of the videos. Again, they're going to be compartmentalized, if that's a word. They'll be set in like playlists, if you like, of where like a what would you call it, a one-stop shop for tutorial videos. So if someone's stuck on something in particular, then this is the place that they can come to find the information on how to particularly do something, whether it's to make a trade, whether it's to look for an arbitrage route, whether it's understanding how to do a fiat trade, whether it's understanding how to connect Binance API keys. Whatever the problem or the issue might be, then we will have a video or some tutorial to help them do that. And then finally at the bottom of that, we've then got obviously the full list of exchanges. We've then obviously got other aspects around Jonny blockchain, which again you can find here. And this again, as it says here, it's under construction. We're looking at designing this to make it as user friendly as possible. And finally, for those of you who are interested in promoting Jonny blockchain, if you want to share basically the opportunity with other people, then you've got the benefit or the bonus of receiving 25% commissions, no matter whether they're buying just the arbitrage suite, whether they're buying access to the portfolio suite, or a combination of the two. You'll receive a 25% commission each time a new person that you introduce uses Jonny blockchain or becomes a full member of Jonny blockchain. Again, I'm not going to spend a great deal of time on that. Perhaps we'll cover this next week, but it's really, really simple. Okay, the account, go to your account settings, you'll find your referral link, and then just share that link with people. And there's a great number of ways that you can do that. Again, of which we're starting to build out a lot of the details here. Again, we'll probably not go into all of this in great deal of detail today. Next week, if you're interested in specifically sharing Jonny blockchain with people, then obviously we'll have a lot of information ready for you. But again, you can click and search through this over, just simply by logging into your Jonny blockchain back office. Now, having said that, because the bell icon isn't here, I'm assuming that this would also be available without you having to log in as well.
Yep, exactly.
Cool. So very quickly, what is Jonny blockchain? How does it work? Really straightforward. You have the ability to add exchanges. So I've just come to the exchanges tab here. What are the exchanges? Well, they're in the getting started section. If you missed that bit, then just rewind this video to go and find that bit. The exchanges are in there, so there's a full list of them. You go and register with the exchange. They are all free to register with, though there are a couple of caveats to that. One is, I think it's the Rock exchange, which you need to submit something like $100 worth of crypto in order to get access to their API. And there may be some other odd exchanges where you need to make a small deposit. We're talking maybe $5 worth, $10 worth of crypto in order to sort of verify who you are, activate the API, that type of thing. However, largely 95% of the exchanges free to register with without any problems, and a lot of them you'll be able to just register with an email and a password. You can go through the full verification process in order to get more benefits of withdrawals and deposits, and we strongly advise that you go through that process, but it doesn't stop you from registering with the actual exchange and also using that particular exchange. Once you've got registered, come to the My Exchanges tab, and you can then start to look to add that exchange to Jonny blockchain via the API keys. Drop down box, there'll be a full list of the exchanges that you can add. You just choose the one that you particularly want to add. It'll then ask for an API key and an API secret key. Don't stress over the fact, for example, in Huobi, I can't connect to it because of where I live. I don't stress over it because there are plenty of other exchanges that I can join. So, for example, I think it's Mercado Bitcoin is maybe Mexican or Brazilian. I think, is it BTC Markets is Australian. Coin
right.
One
Yep.
must be Chinese. So again, don't worry about it. There are plenty of other exchanges that you can connect to. So once you've done that, you connect your API keys. If you don't know how to do that, if API keys are completely new to you, guess what? We've got a link here, and there's a video that will show you exactly where to find the API keys on the exchange and obviously how to connect them to Jonny blockchain. Once you've done that, click Save Changes, and then obviously you will then have a connected exchange to Jonny blockchain. Jonny blockchain will only read information that's on your account, and it will also only do trades. It will not have access to do any withdrawals. If you set your API keys to withdrawals or deposits, then it won't connect correctly. So it will only be able to read information and will only be able to do trades. Okay, so your your funds are at no point risked by Jonny Blockchain. It's just literally the funds will always be on your exchanges. Okay. Next step is, once you've connected, is you go to the fun part, because you've got full access to Jonny Blockchain. You can go to the portfolio section, and I will just have a quick drink while this loads up. Excuse me.
I hope you're on the water now and not the...
I am. I've learned my lesson. So, as you can see, we've got connections here. We're on our balances on exchange tab here. We've got a balance on wallet, and I'll show you that very briefly in a moment. So balance on exchange, you can see here that we've got all of the exchanges that are connected on this account. We've also got an estimated value, and this is estimated based on the holdings, the exchange rate on that particular exchange. So for example, I've got this amount of BTC, but it may be spread across 3 different currencies. Okay, so let me just open this up just to show you. So I've got that amount in approximation of BTC based across those 3 exchanges. Sorry, those 3 currencies. And again, it comes to an estimated value of around about $127.80. And as you can see on this side, if I wanted to liquidate this BTC, it's given me 4 possible ways of liquidating it, where there's an opportunity for me to make more money than liquidating it on the Bitfinex exchange. So for example, if I wanted to turn that into sterling, then there's an opportunity for me to use the liquidate button to make more money by moving it to another exchange and liquidating it into sterling, as opposed to selling it into sterling on Bitfinex. So that's the liquidate column. We've then got the arbitrage column, and the arbitrage column just shows me, doesn't show me any for BTC on Bitfinex, but it shows me here, for example, that there's possible 3 arbitrage opportunities for euro. Okay, I don't have any euros on here, but I was particularly interested in that, and I perhaps could sell some of my Bitcoin into euros, or I could send some euros into Bitfinex and then take advantage of those deals if that's something that appealed to me. And then you can see here we've got the C. Now that stands for same exchange arbitrage. That basically means that there is an opportunity here for me to do an arbitrage exchange which would increase my Bitcoin holding. Now this is really new, so let me just click on this to show you. So what it's suggesting here is that I could sell my Bitcoin within Bitfinex into Ethereum, then sell that Ethereum into XD coin, then sell that XD coin into US dollar, and then sell that US dollar back into Bitcoin, all within Bitfinex. Now the advantage of that is that there's no withdrawal deposit fees. All there would be like a trading fee, and that's fairly nominal. And therefore, because there's no blockchain involved, it would be fairly smooth, fairly quick. And as you can see here in this example, there's an opportunity based on the amount that we're trading to make around about 7% profit. So there's an opportunity to increase my Bitcoin by about 7%. That's an about, okay, because obviously we're dealing with live markets and other people that are clearly trading on these exchanges. But at the time that this was produced, then that is the potential. Now I could decide to actually make that that trade, and as I click these scales, the bot now goes off again, and it keeps constantly rechecking the prices of these deals. And once it does that, my computer's a little bit slow, but once it does that, it will then either allow me to do that trade with some suggestion of when I can do it, or it will actually say, no, you can't do that trade because the profit potential has dropped off. And it's not going to do that at the moment, so we'll close that down. But that effectively is how that system works. So there are a number of fail safes that are put into the system to basically stop you from making trades which potentially could give you a loss. If you still want to go ahead with those, then you can still do it manually, but the bot is designed to try not to do trades which are going to create a loss for you. So that's the portfolio system. Obviously, if I wanted to go with, let's say, this liquidate, I could click that. It will then obviously gives me the opportunity to then do any buys and sells. We've got some coloured trust systems here. Very quickly, again, I'm just conscious that we're going on to 7:30 here. Very quickly, the way this works is that these all new trades that come onto the market will automatically get a red symbol or a red traffic light, and that basically means that we haven't manually checked that the coins are the same coins on the same exchanges, that they can be withdrawn and deposited, and that they're on the same blockchain on the different exchanges. Once we've manually checked those, they will then go to what we call an amber, which means that, as you can see, as a mouse over, it means that the admin have checked that the coins are the same, they can be withdrawn and deposited on those exchanges, and that they are on the same blockchain. So vast majority of the coins or the trades at the moment will be amber. And then you'll notice that we've got green trust symbols. That means that admin have checked them, so they were amber. However, they've now been completed by an actual trade, whether that by the bot or by an individual. So we now know instantly that that trade there should be completed with no problems between Bitfinex and Livecoin using Bitcoin and the euro. Okay, so if you've got Bitcoin in Bitfinex, you've got the opportunity to increase it by 4% by sending it over to Livecoin and liquidate it into euro as an alternative to just selling it for euro on Bitfinex. So close that. Right, do you want to crack on with what you want to do, Jeremy, or do you want me to?
No, you can carry on, because you're doing a good job there. So you're covering everything that I need to cover. So if I've got anything to add, I'll interrupt you. So you're doing an amazing job there.
Okay, all right.
And plus, my son's just outside the door throwing a wobbly.
No problem. All right. So on you'll notice here that we've got balance on wallet. Before we do that, let me just scroll down here so you can see that we have obviously all of the exchanges which are connected to this account. We've got huge amounts. I think I did a tot up just before we did the hangout. There was over 440 different trades that were available just in, I think it's 19 exchanges that are connected at this stage. So you can imagine that once we've got the bot able to do trades with other exchanges, and you connect a lot of those exchanges, bearing in mind that some exchanges I can't connect to, there's going to be huge amounts of trades. So I know there's a few questions that we get asked, is that how many people can Jonny blockchain support, because surely all of the trades will be taken really quickly. But as you can see, there's always going to be an awful lot of trades. There's more trades than we can have people using the system. Just look at the Forex market. You'd think that would be absolutely wiped out, but it's not. It's there's loads of trades, so don't worry about availability of trades. So go over to the wallet side, and again you can see here that we've got Exodus wallet attached to this particular account. The difference between the exchanges and the wallets is that the exchanges are automatically updated dynamically once you've got your APIs connected. We can't connect APIs to wallets. That's the feature of wallets. So these have to be updated manually, and everything needs to be put in manually. So if you wanted to add something, a wallet, so if you've got an AGMA wallet, that's fine. You then put in your currency. Let's say we've got some BTC, and type in BTC, select it from the drop down, and then the amount. Let's say we've got 100 Bitcoin in our AGMA wallet. Yes. Click on that and update it, hopefully.
Yeah, it should have added. Might have to.
Yeah, there we go. So there's our AGMA wallet, and we've got now that there. Do you want to just explain why there's a difference between the 99 and the 100 that are put in?
Well, if it's all to do with the price of the dollars, and it's splitting it up with the dollar to try and give you actual dollar value. But I shall check with the program as to why that's not shown as 100. But I do know that I see it before, and it was to do with the decimal places with the actual dollar amount. So it caused a conflict. So it sort of rounds it down or rounds it up. But I will check that with the programmer now. So good to keep that on the screen there, Darren. Don't delete that wallet so I can show the programmers.
Okay. And you'll notice that on the arbitrage side, we've now got numbers. So if we open this up, our new AGMA, it's telling us that if we want the best place for us to send, see, it's got our 100 BTC here. So as you can see, it's something to do with that exchange rate that Jeremy was talking about. But you can see here, it's suggesting that if we ever wanted to move some of this Bitcoin, then Eximo possibly would be the best place for us to send it.
And I just want to say there, Darren, while you've got that open, is there's a lot of apps out there where you can manage your wallets, okay? And I've looked at the competition, and one thing they will not show you, okay, is whether there's a possibility to arbitrage and make more money. You'll be able to say you've got your funds on a wallet and look at it every day, but it's not going to tell you whether there's an arbitrage opportunity available. So, that's a unique tool to us, that there. And we will be, adding more little tools to that wallet section. But really, just that one tool alone, where it shows you that there's a possible, there's free arbitrage routes available for you to actually send your Bitcoin over to Eximo. I think that is. It will show you if it opens up. Is it loaded up?
So I've just clicked on this, guys, and come over to here, and you'll notice that it's suggesting that we've got circular routes. Okay, so 3 circular routes, which sort of ties in nicely to the next stage of what I need to show you. So very briefly, what does this show? Well, it shows that there's our Bitcoin, so that's our starting currency. It's showing us as an example that there's a potential to make 7% profit here. It's 4% on this particular trade and just a shade under 1% profit. Now, bear in mind that these figures also include blockchain fees, trading fees, any withdrawal fees, that type of thing are all built into these. So you don't have to concern yourself unnecessarily about trying to manually build those figures in, because Jonny Blockchain has done that for you. It's also giving you a rough estimation of how much to be trading with on this particular route. Now, you're seeing the whole route here, whereas normally you wouldn't see this whole route because there's a mystery coin and all that type of thing. But obviously once we open these up, you're going to see a lot of the information. So you can see a lot of the information to decide on whether this might be something that interests you. Now, of course, if you're already registered on Binance and Livecoin, then this might be your opportunity, especially because the robot's involved. However, with CoinEx and Livecoin, you're not going to be so bothered with, or I'm not, because I'm not registered with CoinEx. Whereas Polynex and Bitrex, I'm registered with both of those. So again, I might be interested in that trade as well. However, for purposes of this demonstration, we have got an opportunity to send our 100 Bitcoin from our imaginary wallet over to Binance, and then once we've done that, we can then buy an imaginary coin, not imaginary coin, a mystery coin, and we then send that mystery coin over to Livecoin and then sell it back into Bitcoin, and we should make a profit based upon the information that has been drawn from Jonny Blockchain. And this is information that is live information. You'll notice that we've had a few pop-ups telling me to refresh and that the actual routes might have expired. And that's because it's constantly checking with these exchanges the buying and the selling and the order books. So it's constantly checking that information. Now you'll also notice that we've got limit and market here. We've got limit just here. Now sometimes you're going to have limit and market. Sometimes it'll be market, sometimes it'll be limit, and that's just the style of the trading. It's not important to you if you're using the bot, because the bot will do all of that for you. However, it is important for you to understand the difference if you're going to be doing a manual trade, and that's simply because of possibly the waiting time and the price that you're going to get for whatever coins you're buying and selling. So it's just important to understand. I'm not going to go into the whys and wherefores on each one tonight, but if you're going with any trades, then ideally you want exchanges that you're registered with. Ideally you want to have the bot attached to it, because the bot just takes all of that headache out for you. All you need to do is just do the withdrawal.
And while you're on that screen there, Darren, sorry, is the 7.3 maximum profit that it says you can make there. As Darren said, it's taken into account the trading fees and any withdrawal fees, but it's also taken into account what you would be paying for the 2 credits. So if you were doing that as a manual trade, you could expect to earn more than that, because you're actually only using 1 credit. Okay, so it's taking the worst case scenario for you of taking the highest fees that it believes that will be involved, and obviously it knows you're going to pay 2 credits if you're going to use the robot, and so it's taken that into account. And if you see the next trade down, it says 4.6. Well, there's no robot there, so it hasn't taken in the 2 credits that you would use. It would only take, in that case, it's only showing for the 1 credit. So the top trade is taking in the 2 credits that you would need, and the next one down is only taking into account the 1 credit, because obviously it's going to take the higher number of credits that you're going to use to actually purchase the route and then carry out the trade. So the reason why I wanted to point that out, because I said to the programmers last week, I said, are we going to work out a way of charging less when it's if you're trading with $25 and it's only got, say, a 5% ROI? And I said, well, if you're buying that for 2 credits, you're actually going to cost you more to do the trade. And the programmer said, you've forgotten, Jeremy, we've taken the credits into account. So if it says you're going to make 5%, you're going to make 5% plus what you would have paid in your credits. So you would get you would actually make a profit, because it's taken into account. It's saying after you've paid the $2, after you've done the trading fees, after you've done the withdrawal fees, you will still make whatever the percentage is on top. So you get your money back, what you pay for the trade to be done and the trading fees, and you'll be left over with a profit on top. And when you think about it, that's what profit means. Profit means after you've paid out all the X's, you'll be left with a profit. It doesn't say you'll make a profit, but then you've got to take out all the fees and all the costs for purchasing it, because obviously that wouldn't be a profit. Okay, so that's very important that I wanted to sort of mention that, because I brought it up with the programmers last week.
Now I've done the trust symbol, so you should all remember that. I'll be asking questions later. And like I say, we've got the bot and we've got the manual trades. I'm lazy, I like the bot, so I'm going to click on the view trade. And now what this brings up is it shows us, because I've got Binance already connected to Jonny blockchain, it's telling me actually that I've got $15 worth of Bitcoin already in there. So I could choose to just click that button and use that $15 worth as part of my trade. But remember, what we're doing is we're looking at this based on the fact that we've got our 100 Bitcoin in that wallet. So what is it showing me? Well, clearly I need to refresh it. Okay, so you can see this countdown here. I need to refresh it to get the accurate information, but we'll ignore that for now. You'll notice here that it's no one else is looking at this trade. If other people have clicked on this and are also looking at the trade, it will give you a notification to, it's not any sort of false scarcity, because it doesn't make any difference to us, but it might be interesting for you if you're dealing with, if you're wanting to sell and a particular amount of this coin, it might be interesting to you if other people are looking at this. You might want to wait a bit, or you might want to jump in quick. It's just to try and provide you with as much information as possible in order to make your decisions. If I didn't have enough Bitcoin on my exchange, then I might want to liquidate some other coins into Bitcoin and then also use this trade. And if I wanted to do that, I could click this button, and it's telling me on Binance that I've got some Binance coin. I've got nothing much else. I've got a little bit of ZIL left. So it might be that I want to try and sell this ZIL into Bitcoin to give my Bitcoin a bit more of a boost. I might want to liquidate some of my Binance coin into Bitcoin, and again give that increase the amount of Bitcoin that I want to trade on this deal. If I wanted to do that, then obviously I can click that button and follow those instructions in the pop-up box.
And with that pop-up that you got there, because you were quick there, that's okay, close the pop-up, but just show the button. It's that blue button that says use the currency exchange tool. So as like Darren's showing you there, if you didn't have enough Bitcoin to do the trade and you fancy it, but you know you've got some other coins sitting on Binance, you may want to exchange those coins into Bitcoin, or I don't know what word you want to call it, sell those other coins into Bitcoin. I like exchange. Some people like sell or buy. But you can do that all from the one screen. And one thing that you'll notice there, if you look at that first line, so you've got the first line, there's a box with that you can actually put an amount in. Okay, so if Darren was putting his 100 Bitcoin in, he would put it in there. And then you'll see at the moment it's filled out. It says the profit is minus. So that's telling him obviously you can't trade with such a small amount because you're not going to make a profit because of the fees involved. Okay, the fee that you would pay for the actual, spending your credits, the trading fee and the withdrawal fees. But if you look, the actual buy rate and sell rate on Bitcoin, Binance and Livecoin, there's a profit to be made. So if Darren had Bitcoin on Binance and he also had the second coin on Livecoin, and he won't know what that coin is, there would be another symbol there to tell him he can actually do a real arbitrage. Okay, now this pop-up will be changing for when the launch goes, but this will be split into two sections to show you what the real arbitrage is. Potential is available, you can do, because this type of trade that you see on the screen now is if Darren was to have enough Bitcoin to do the trade and he decided to buy that, the robot's gonna buy another coin or exchange Bitcoin for another coin and then ask Darren to withdraw that coin and send it over to Livecoin. And then once it got to Livecoin, it would then exchange that mystery coin, as Darren called it earlier, back into Bitcoin and give Darren potentially a profit. But if he had both of the coins, there'd be a symbol to say, you know what, you don't have to do any withdrawing. Use the coins that you've already got on both exchanges and carry out a real arbitrage. So it doesn't have to do any withdrawing. So we'll go into that stuff as we go further in. But I don't know about you guys, but I can't wait to get it all finished and get up and rolling.
And some people may be asking or wondering why these are blue and these are greyed out, and this is based upon the amount of balance that I've got here. So it's basically the bot is telling me that I've only got this, so that's why it's only showing me these trades. And then remember, it's looking at the order book. So it's looked at the order book in Binance and Livecoin, and it's pulling out the available trades that are live at the time that they pulled this information. And it's saying, well, I could trade, but I could really only trade this amount based on what I've got and what's in the order books. It doesn't matter that I wanted to trade 20, what was that, 0021.
Because if you can see behind the pop-up, to the left, which is the screen behind the pop-up, it says the minimum trade is 1,700. So Darren would need to do this trade, he would need 1,700, unless, of course, he had the other coin, the second coin that's being used, on live coin already, then the fees drop right down, you see. So you may be able to trade with a lot less because if there's $1,700 worth of liquidity in there, there's lots of real arbitrage opportunity.
Yep. Okay, so that is based on, if you remember, we had a look at this. Now, very quickly, I'm just going to come. We're now on the arbitrage page, so I've got to here. We've done exchanges, we've done portfolio, we're now on the actual arbitrage page. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to refresh the screen and hopefully get the trade. Yeah.
What you'll need to do is, you see, maybe I was going to say refresh the screen.
Yeah.
We've completely refreshed it, but that's it. Now you've done it.
There we go. So what I've done is I've come to arbitrage, and as soon as you come to it, it's a blank screen effectively. You need to click the find best trades. Once you've done that, you'll notice that we've got 3 tabs: fiat one-way routes, which aren't necessarily one-way, but that's what we've called them, or we've mentally called them. But the fiat routes, we've got crypto one-way routes, and we've got crypto circular routes. Now, very quickly, the fiat routes are where the base coin is fiat. So that's a currency that is attached by a country. So, for example, the US dollar, the euro, sterling, and obviously in this case, the South Korean won. And that's your base coin. And this particular route that we're looking at the moment, it's suggesting that if you had the South Korea won on GDAX, you could buy a mystery coin, send that over to BitThumb, sell the mystery coin back into the South Korean won, and in theory, you could make over 9,000% profit. And the minimum investment is only $10 worth of Korean won. Now, you may be thinking, well, that percentage can't be right. However, if you come over to the trust sign, you'll notice that, you know what, the Korean won and the mystery coin have both been checked manually. The GDAC exchange and the BitThumb exchange have also been checked manually to see whether that mystery coin could be withdrawn and deposited in both exchanges, and it can. Okay, so what's the problem? What's the catch? Why is it such a huge percentage? Well, the catch is that you're looking at limited trading. So you're only allowed to do limited orders. And to me, in my experience, it would mean that possibly on one of these exchanges is it's going to take you an awful long time to do the trade between the Korean won and that mystery coin. So you might be able to buy the mystery coin here, sending it over to BitThumb, but it might not be such a popular coin to sell into the South Korean won once you get it to BitHum or BitThumb, or however you pronounce it. So that would be the reason that exchange, that percentage, looks a bit squiffy. That is based on my experience of kind of done trades that are like that.
I like that.
I'm not sure whether that's a word.
If you wouldn't mind, Darren, it's because we're coming up to 5.2 now. If you could go on to the crypto one way. Yeah. Now, you might have to refresh that orange button because so look at the crypto one way. So we'll look at this first trade here, okay? And if you look, the orange light is trust. But if you could just come down, Darren, so you can still see the tab that says crypto one way, okay? Yeah. Now, somebody might be looking at this screen and say, well, I've actually gone to that exchange, that STEX, I don't know what you call it, STEX. I tried to do this trade, and you can't withdraw the coin, and it's got the trust system there, and I thought the trust system was there to tell you that the coin could be withdrawn. What the trust system does, first off, the trade's in the crypto one way. So we know already it's a one-way route. So we know that the base coin, and in this case it's, it says Bitcoin with 2 I's, is it?
Bitcoin 2, yeah.
Bitcoin 2. So we know that that particular coin cannot be withdrawn out of the last exchange, which is the STEX. And if we look at the next trade, it's Game Stars. We know because this trade is in the crypto one-way route, it cannot be withdrawn from CoinsBit. And going down to the next trade, it's between live bank and L bank and live coin. We know that the base coin cannot be withdrawn out of live coin. So why has it got an orange light? Well, there's a coin in the middle. What you're going to do when you buy this trade, you're going to use the GameStar to buy another coin. Now we know that coin can be withdrawn out of L bank and deposited into live coin. But we've put this route in a one-way route because we know when you transfer or exchange or sell the mystery coin back into GameStar, you will not be able to withdraw GameStar out of the second exchange. Okay, so you must make sure that you understand that the traffic light system is about withdrawing and depositing. But if you see a trade that's in the one-way route, you can guarantee that you cannot withdraw the base coin out of the second exchange. Okay, now if you want to do a trade where you can withdraw the base coin out of the second exchange, you move on to the crypto circular routes. So we now know that this particular, I can't see what that is. What's it say?
Eternity.
Eternity coin can be withdrawn out of OKX. Okay, and the next coin down on the list is Electron Energy coin. The Electron, is it Electron? Is it Darren? I can't really see.
Electronic Energy coin.
Electronic Energy coin can be withdrawn out of CoinsBit. So these are circular routes. Now, we're not saying that you're going to be able to complete the trade again and again and again, but what we are telling you that you can withdraw it. And there's the perfect example there. There's a problem with that trade. And that's telling you, if you click that link, it's telling you transfer problem ahead. So we now know that this particular coin, if you close that, Darren, this particular coin, the base coin, is going to buy another coin on DagonX, and that coin that it's going to buy cannot be deposited into CoinsNil. So that trade is actually, you wouldn't be able to do it. But we give you the information just in case you were doing a true arbitrage where you have both the coins needed on two separate exchanges. So make sure that you understand that the traffic light system and where the trade is. If you buy a trade that's sitting in the one-way route, you know that when it gets into the second exchange, you cannot withdraw the coin out. If it's in a circular route, that means you can withdraw the coin out of the second exchange, unless of course we've given you a problem or we give you a warning, and it's normally underneath the traffic light system. So we're at 8 o'clock, Darren. Is there anything else we want to quickly cover? You've done a good tour there, I think.
No, other than the alarm bell.
Yeah. Do
you want to quickly?
Well, the alarm bell, we're going to be changing this pop-up. The notification bell is basically you don't have to go and look through your portfolio for trades. It knows your balances, it knows what you've got, and it will say, we've looked at your balances, these are the trades you can do. Okay, now that pop-up's going to be changing. We're going to have that hopefully ready for the launch, which I'm pretty confident we will. But that pop-up will change, and then we'll show you in another video on how that all works. But we'll be another hangout. But as Darren's just done there, he's done a true arbitrage one there. And as you can see now, that bolt of lightning's there. And if you click on use your balance, you might not have enough balance at the moment, Darren, because the bolt of lightning, there you go. So look, if Darren was going to trade with his balance and do an arbitrage where he's going to withdraw from Bitfinex into KuCoin, he wouldn't make a profit. But if he already, which we already know he's got the second coin on KuCoin, so the system's saying to you, well, you've got the two coins you needed on Bitfinex and KuCoin, you can actually do this trade and make a profit. But this section's not quite finished because you can see the orange there is telling you that you need a minimum of 500 coins of the ZIL coin to do the trade, and Darren's only got 0, he's not even got 1. So, but this is why this part of it's not finished. But if Darren did, when it is finished, it won't show him that bolt of lightning. Okay, it won't show him the ability. It would be a buy button eventually. But if he did have the amount that was needed, the system will know he's got the amount, It will say you've got both coins needed to do this trade. You can do it, and you don't have to get involved at all because the robot will take care of it all. You know, you'd no withdrawing or anything. It will just complete the trade for you. So to summarise, guys, we're going to be launching on the 1st of January. We're going to have all this stuff that we've talked about. I mean, most of it, 99.9% of it's in place already. And we're going to have the rest of it, the stuff that we're working on now, will be ready, you know, for the 1st of January. Now, what I will say is if you're interested in promoting, you know, you're a person that likes to promote, myself and Darren have done a lot of work on a sales funnel. Okay, so all you need to do is to send somebody to create a free account. Leave it to us to turn them into a buying customer. Okay, so the more people you send via your affiliate link, you haven't really got to sell anything because you're giving it away for free. Okay, the system that we've built, that me and Darren are working on at the moment, and we'll have it ready by the launch, because obviously it's got to be in place, and we've been working flat out over Christmas. We'll have all this sales funnel that we've built that will do all the selling for you. Okay, so all you need to do is to give something away for free, because that's what you're doing. You're giving them access to Jonny blockchain, so you haven't got to sell it. You haven't got to give them the hard sell. Say, look, go and join it for free. Once you get there, you're going to automatically be logged into the getting started page. If you don't know what Bitcoin is, go and create a free account. We've got some videos there to show you what Bitcoin is, how it works, how to buy Bitcoin, how to sell Bitcoin, how to send your Bitcoin, how to receive Bitcoin. We've got a complete novice section there that Darren shows you at the beginning of this Hangout. So if you've got somebody that says, well, I'm not really interested because I don't know what Bitcoin is, I don't know how to hold any, say, create a free account. There's 5 videos there. Go and watch it. By the end of those 5 videos, you'll know exactly what Bitcoin is. You'll know exactly how to buy Bitcoin. You'll know exactly how to send Bitcoin. And you'll know exactly how to receive Bitcoin. So all you got to do is give it away for free. Okay? And we will do our best to turn those free customers into paying customers. And it doesn't look like we've got any questions either, Darren. It's we must have done a good job tonight. I think we're pretty clear for questions. I don't see anything in there. I see your...
Bishop, when will the Arbitrage bot be launched that will do trades as soon as they become available without the user having to be present as long as funds are in both exchanges?
That will be coming just after launch. Okay, that will be coming just after launch. We've got to finish what we're doing right at this moment. But then we'll be able to do that just after launch. But we're going to have it first. We're going to test run it first. But that will be launching in January, that robot. Okay. But obviously that will only work if you've got the coins needed on both of the exchanges. Okay. What's the link between Zookle and Jonny blockchain? Well, I don't know what the same company own Zookle that own Jonny blockchain, if that's what you mean, if it's the link, or do you mean is there a link for you to get to one site to the other? I don't know what you mean there, so maybe you want to be a bit clearer on that. IDAX, take me all my money. Yeah, well, that's IDAX is nothing to do. We're not the exchange. I've lost my money through lots of exchanges because they go out of business. Same as with banks, that when they go out of business, you lose your money. We had here in the UK, Northern Rock went out of business and people lost their money. So I'm not sure what the purpose of that post is, or that if that's a question. You know, so you maybe want to send them a support ticket. When will the arbitrage? We've done that one. Anything else there? Starting from which
David
package?
at the bottom. Starting from which package in Zookle?
Gold.
Gold.
Gold. The gold and upwards. So it's the so it's $85 a month if you're going to use Jonny Zookle to get into Jonny blockchain, but you don't get access to the portfolio section. Okay, you only get access to the arbitrage section with that gold package and the platinum package. If you want to get the platinum, if you want to get everything, you're going to need to upgrade once you're in there to get the other package. But we will be looking at that for the platinum packages. Okay. What's the link between? Well, he's already asked that question. I answered that, and is it the same? Yeah. So unless you've got any more questions, guys, because we're a few minutes over now, 7 minutes over. That 7 minutes went like that. I said it's 8 o'clock, and now it's 7 minutes past. So happy New Year, and we'll see you in the new year. We'll see you next year. That's what they say. It's what my mum used to say to me when I was a kid. See me next year when I went to bed on New Year's Eve. Where are you going, Mum? Then she would say, well, New Year's tomorrow. And I'd go, oh, yeah, of course. So happy New Year to you. Make sure you join us on the Hangout live on New Year's Day if you can, which is the Wednesday here in the UK. And we're going to be giving away some free credits, free trading credits, and I'm going to give away up to 500. May only give away 100. May only give away 2, depending on what I ask you and whether you can answer me. You see, so I'm going to be giving away some free credits. So make sure you join us, but you have to be live on the Hangout to get them, I'm afraid. Happy New Year, as Caroline says. Yeah, and I think Caroline had a birthday recently, so Happy New Year, Caroline. Lino, great to see you, buddy. We'll chat soon. Do I have to register with Zookle and Jonny Blockchain separately? Well, of course you do. If you're going to register at Zookle, register there. If you want to register with Jonny Blockchain, register there. If you want to get access to the arbitrage section, you can get that through Jonny Blockchain, or of course you can get it through Zookle. It's part of one of the packages, the gold package. But you won't get access to the My Portfolio section via Zookle. So if you want to go the Zookle route, you can, but you'll only get access to the arbitrage section.
Yeah. I think just to clarify people, because they may be a little bit confused as to why there's 2. Jonny Blockchain, it's an annual fee, and we appreciate that some people would prefer to do monthly, and so therefore we started with a monthly option, if you like, via the Zookle link. So you paid monthly with Zookle, and in your back office you got a link back into Jonny Blockchain. So that's possibly where that question is coming from. But as Jeremy says, that is just for the arbitrage. We've shown you the arbitrage and the portfolio and how they basically work together. Perhaps it might be useful on Wednesday if we do show you what the arbitrage is on its own and what the portfolio is on its own, so you can understand that there's a clear definition between the two. Perhaps we should do that.
Yeah, definitely. Okay.
Yeah, so that's the difference.
Okay, good. Can you make 125? Yes, I shall do that. Arbitrage, he says his name is. So I shall do some 125 by 125 banners between now and the launch, okay, which is going to be Wednesday next week. Have a fantastic new year. Don't drink too much. Don't eat too much unless you're greedy like me. And if you are, eat and drink as much as you like. We'll see you on New Year's Day. Have a fantastic New Year celebration. And thanks very much, Darren, for joining me on today's broadcast. We'll see you on the next one. Tutty bye.